Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor who just launched a fantastic new feature called SeatGeek Marketplace. SeatGeek has always allowed you to buy great tickets for sporting events and concerts, but starting right now, it allows you to sell your tickets too. Selling tickets on SeatGeek is simple and easy. You won't get hijacked by ridiculous after-the-sale costs that other sites charge. Go to SeatGeek.com/BS to learn how to buy and sell tickets on SeatGeek. That's SeatGeek.com/BS. Today's episode is also brought to you by SimpliSafe, the best way to protect your home without writing huge checks or signing long-term contracts with no way out. Why would you want a home security system that gives you 24/7 protection for just $14.99 per month? That's less than half what most companies charge. Visit simplysafebuild.com and get an exclusive offer for 10% off. Finally, a home security system you can trust. Again, simplysafebuild.com. Here we go.
Yeah. Hey. Clear enough for you.
I figured you'd like that one.
I love that.
This is like the 387th interview Michael B. Jordan has done, but this will be one of the most fun ones.
You know what? I'm glad I'm wrapping up my press tour with you. So this
Is this a wrap up?
This is a wrap up. This is my last day.
This is it?
Last day of press, man. We've been going strong for a few weeks, about 2-3 weeks, and yeah, this is a.
You really? When did you do the GQ thing?
GQ. I mean, we shot that a long time ago.
Yeah. So you've been in like 3 months.
Yeah, solid.
Is this the most you've done?
By far. I think with Fantastic Four, we definitely did a lot of press, but that was a little bit more condensed and low key, if that makes any sense. But this one would definitely be the most work and the most stops that I've been through for sure.
I should mention that your name is Michael B. Jordan. You were the star of Creed, among other things that you've done in the past. But Creed is the big one. Creed's like you're on the poster.
Creed is like
you get in shape.
Like big, huge lead body transformation, you know, a film that's going to take me all over the world. Yeah, the most eyes are going to be on this project than the other project for sure.
So did you consult athletes about how to add muscle to your physique in possibly nefarious ways? How did that work?
I think I got lucky. I got lucky and teamed up with this guy, Corey Callier. He's a trainer. I met him on the set of Fantastic Four, and we just literally got along great. And
he didn't like work for A-Rod or anything.
No.
Right? Okay, good.
No. He was more of an LSU guy than anything. But no. A-Rod. No, that's another thing. I wanted to do it, straight up. I want to put the work in. I want to put the time in. I didn't want any shortcuts whatsoever, because I know that your body would eventually tell on itself. So for me, that was one thing that we definitely talked about, and we wanted to just be, as authentic as we could and to look like a boxer. So we linked up, changed my diet completely.
Change your diet. So what'd you do?
Grilled chicken, brown rice, gallon and a half of water a day, and different variations of that. So it'd be like steak, asparagus, brown rice, like fish, spinach, brown rice. That was literally all I ate.
So no pizza at like 2:30 in the morning?
Only on Sundays.
Oh, you took your cheat day.
I had one cheat day. So that was the only thing that got me through the week, was like the little results that you would see, then cheat day on Sunday. I would get up early, go French toast, Philly. I was in Philly, so Philly cheesesteaks were definitely on the menu 2 to 3 times a day, sometimes on Sundays. Like I literally ate myself sick on Sunday.
So how do you get feedback? Because you're already a handsome actor. It's not like women are already going to like you anyway. But how do you even know stuff's working? With the body transformation.
I'm seeing like an ab I've never saw before.
Okay, so
I got
it's all selfish
cut.
stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're checking yourself in a full length mirror a lot and stuff like that.
A little bit. I think you have to obsess over your body to see real physical change.
Especially if you're naked in a movie, half naked in a movie for 40% of the movie.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you gotta have the roles can't be there. I mean, have you seen Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, and Rocky, 40 years ago? They were ripped to a T. So I just wanted to come close. I didn't, I wasn't.
Who doesn't feel this way? Eddie Lacy and the Green Bay Packers, whose belly was jiggling in HD this week.
I mean, he's built for durability, in the long haul.
He's built for getting tackled by 5 guys at once.
Exactly.
So is Carl Weathers, do you feel like you're related to him now? How does that work?
I mean, I think we have a bond now that it will be, that's forever.
Did he call you and say it's okay to call him dad or anything like that?
Pop. I think at the
dad?
At the premiere, he said, "Listen, son, you did a great job." And I was like, "Okay, Pops." This is the first time we actually met. But it was a cool, surreal moment, because that was the first time he saw the film, and that was the first real conversation that we've ever had. So it was kind of cool for him to tell me about the movie, and then for me to just be like, "Oh man, it's such an honor."
Is he still mad that he got killed off from Rocky IV? He has to be. I did a podcast with him once, and I could tell he was still salty about it.
I think he kind of let it go now that he saw the finished product, but I don't think he was. I think he's a little,
because he just could have gone into a coma and come out of it at the end of Rocky IV.
Could have been in a wheelchair.
Could have watched it from the hospital bed or something.
If that would have happened, we wouldn't have had Creed 1. All right. So I think in hindsight, him looking back at it, I think he's like,
so it's the best for you.
It was the best for me. Selfishly, I'm actually glad that Pop had to go. Rocky IV.
Wait, how old are you though? Now
I'm 28.
So you weren't even.
I was.
So there's some birthday cheating with this movie, like just by like 3 years.
About 2 years. About 2 years.
Because you could say maybe he met some. Yeah, we can give away some of the plot, right?
Well, I mean, a little bit.
People know you're related to Creed.
I'm definitely related to Creed, but I never met nor knew my father.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're giving that away.
Yeah, that's general knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. So you think like 2 weeks before the Drago fight, which was supposed to be an exhibition.
Yep. Like 2 weeks before.
It was supposed to be an exhibition.
It might have been the night before.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just like push it all the way up to the limit.
And that started out as a joke and it turned into a disaster.
Yeah, pretty
as
much.
Warner Wolf said in Rocky IV.
I think so.
So the night before, he's with some lady trying to unwind.
This is all fan fiction, by the way. This is all fan fiction. Yeah,
so 9 months later, so that would put your birthday in like the 1980s. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, that works.
Late 80s?
Yeah, and you're 29.
I'm 29. I'm 28, turning 29 in February. Yeah,
works.
I was born in 87, so technically, right around there works.
Because the Rocky series has taken liberties with math.
They have. Rocky
IV to Rocky V, the kid aged 8 years while Rocky was in Russia. Not a lot of people realize that.
I'd never
He comes back
that.
and the kid's a teenager for Rocky V.
See, sometimes,
but when he left, the kid was 6.
See, but you got to kind of fudge it every once in a while. So I think this is an okay fudge. I think the fans will be okay with this.
I'm totally fine with it. So, yeah, and by the way, so what did you guys decide to do about Rocky V? Like in the movie, as an actor, did you pretend Rocky V happened? Because I like to live my life like it never happened. I think a lot of people feels that way.
Sly definitely feels like that. He's one of the most honest guys possible, especially with himself. He keeps things real, and he doesn't really look at 5 like it counts. But one of the cool things, about Adonis is that he never knew his dad. He kind of got shunned out of that world completely.
Right.
So for me, as an actor going into it, didn't really happen.
So as you know, I'm probably the biggest Rocky fan. Yeah, I mean, I was like Rocky 1. I remember seeing the theater. I was 6.
Okay, so that was one of those. Dad took you just kind of like what?
You know what's interesting, because you don't realize it now because everybody's seen it a million times. But in the theater, it was really confusing whether he won or not.
Because
they're reading the scorecards, and he's just yelling, Adrian, and the guy's going, Creed 115 to 1 or whatever he says,
and everybody wants him to win, so everybody was just like, he must have won, and kind of like got up and got all excited about it.
Yeah, so I saw it in the dead of movie theater. Don't ask me how I remember that, Massachusetts, and we left. I'm like, so he didn't win. But then you knew why he didn't win, because they needed the sequel. They were smart enough to not give it to him. But going all the way through Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. So obviously I watched the Epics documentary about the Rocky series.
Okay, that was a really
that you narrated.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized Sly had kind of given up on Rocky 5. He threw it under the bus. he even said honest. Like, I should have directed it. I realized after the fact, like it's a full distance now.
I mean, because he knows. I mean, sometimes I think when you get past, the third one, and if you're not making the movies for the right reasons, you know what I'm saying? Not for the right reasons, but if it's not about the same heart. I think the first Rocky was a love story, and then I think you try to keep onto that heart as much as you can, but you always got to try to outdo yourself the one before. So I think that it's a natural progression when a film goes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just it's hard to keep.
So
up
Rocky 1's an Oscar winner. Rocky 2 was a movie that desperately needed an editor and really doesn't get going until Adrian comes out of the coma. The audience goes into a coma as she's in the coma, but then she comes out. It's one of the best 25-minute sequences ever.
I love it.
Rocky 3, I think the best.
Okay. You like know that Clubber Lang? I mean, that was.
I just think it's the most satisfactory, beginning to end, cleanest, most modern Rocky movie. It's that Thunder Lips.
Thunder Lips is definitely there.
It's got a real theme about celebrities and fighters and athletes being domesticated.
Okay.
Getting a lot of success, and you get soft.
No, you really do.
You don't protect your corner anymore.
That's exactly it. I mean, I think that now that's mirrors real life. So I think but that's definitely a
Rocky IV ends the Cold War,
which is epic.
It literally ended the Cold War. The wall came down 2 years later. Stallone doesn't get enough credit for that. Rocky 5 never happened. Rocky 6, I've come to grips with.
Okay.
It was a little. I mean, he was a little old to be fighting for a title, but it's fine.
But yeah, Balboa works.
Creed's good.
Thank you.
Creed's good.
Man. It's I mean, Ryan does an incredible job. I think it comes from all the right places, you know, like understanding where the story first came from, his relationship with his father and becoming sick, you know, seeing somebody that he thought was so strong, you know, his entire life, and then to see him not be able to do the things that he's used to, you know, having the idea of.
You're talking about Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. I'm sorry, Ryan Coogler.
Oh yeah,
from
I didn't realize
Station.
there were parallels with his own family situation in the movie.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's kind of where the story all stemmed from, was Ryan's relationship with his father and his father's relationship with his mom in the Rocky films. Not to, you know, well, Ryan's been talking about it, but
no, that's interesting though.
You know, Ryan's, you know, dad used to watch the Rocky, you know, the Rocky franchise, the Rocky films with his mom when his mom was passing away. So it was a very special, you know, film to his dad. And as his dad got older and got, you know, misdiagnosed with you know, ALS, it was a film that Ryan used to watch with his father a lot, you know, before football games and before you know, karate matches and stuff like that, just to kind of get him motivated to, like, you know, go out there and compete. So, you know, when his dad got sick, you know, it kind of sparked this idea in Ryan's head to write a story, to tell a story about his father's hero getting sick and how, you know, how he would handle that, and, you know, how would Ryan be without his father? Like, what kind of relationship what kind of man would he be, you know, if he didn't have his dad around, if he never knew this guy that was, you know, looked to be so strong. And that's where it came from. And I think after, you know, he pitched the original idea, the idea to, you know, Sly, he was very standoffish. His first knee-jerk reaction was to say no, you know, right? Like, you know, Rocky's done. It's put to bed.
But you pitched it before your movie.
Ryan pitched it to Sly and Adam Vinnet before we started shooting Fruitvale Station. So he asked me if I wanted to do this before we shot one frame of Fruitvale Station.
Well, I remember we did the first time you came on the podcast.
Yeah.
You talked about a Creed project.
Yeah. Very vaguely.
Very vaguely, but I remember going, something. I did my read between the lines, and I was like, something's going on.
Something's going on, but I mean, everybody was a skeptic. Nobody really thought it made sense until you actually see it. And then I think it because, you know, at first glance it's like, oh, it's like Rocky 7, or you know, you hear Sly, you know, Rocky's in it, you know, the Rocky characters back again. It's like, you know, oh, what is this? Oh, they're trying to make, you know, another one. Is he in the ring fighting again? But I think this one is, you know, as honest as possible. You know, we're paying, you know, the respect to time and the arc of a character, you know, to being in the ring, to making that transition to being in somebody else's corner, to being Mickey, which I think is pretty cool.
What I wasn't prepared for was how affecting Sly is in the movie. I knew you'd be good. I didn't know who the girl was, but she was great.
Tess is amazing.
Yeah. I'd seen her before, but I never really gotten the full movie experience with her. And then, but Sly was
honest.
Yeah, I came out of it and I'm thinking, like, look, I love Sly Stallone.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Sly.
Yeah.
But is he like a possible Oscar nomination? I don't know what else he could have done in that role. I was really affected by him.
And he was very vulnerable, and it's a side of Sly and Rocky that nobody's really used to seeing. You know, not since Copland. I think this last
Copland was
very good.
He actually moved toward that Copland type of where he just was very subtle. He basically stripped Rocky of all the he just didn't do that stuff.
Nope.
Which was the biggest problem with Rocky 5 was he dialed that up too much. Even Rocky 6 a little, but this was, he just played it very stripped down, which I liked.
Yeah, less is more.
And you guys had great chemistry.
Yeah, man. It was like acting with one of my uncles. You know, honestly, you know, he has that same, you know, rough house storytelling, sit down, grab a beer, watch a football game, you know, just he has that cool kind of older uncle like feeling to him. So yeah, we got along great.
I was worried I wasn't going to like it, and then we'd have to do the podcast, and I'd have to like steer toward the NBA. Yeah, I can't really lie in podcasts, but I would have just been like, "Yeah, no, Creed, no, I haven't seen it yet."
But how about the season? How about the Warriors this year?
Oh my God,
Steph Curry.
Do you know Steph Curry? This would have been a lot of that. So I had Michael Rappaport on a couple weeks ago.
I love him,
and he had Sly Stallone stories.
Okay,
and he said they were on Copland, and Rappaport's like on level with me as a Rocky fan. I think anyone who's somewhere between the ages of like 43 and 49, that's the Rocky wheelhouse, because you're old enough to remember the first one. But then when cable early
in.
80s, there
Yeah,
weren't a lot
yeah.
of movies on cable, and it was just the Rocky Marathon, all Rocky 3, Rocky 4. They were just always on.
Got it.
But so Rappaport said he would just, every time there was a break in Copland, he would just fire Rocky questions
As much
at
as he
Stallone.
could. I love it.
And Stallone was totally fired up to
The
talk
answer,
about it.
no, he loves it.
So he said Mickey, Burgess Meredith,
Yeah.
he said he was a world-class stick man.
What
That
you mean?
he's just got it in with the ladies.
Stick
Like
man.
he was like, well, you know about Bird is a world class stick man, and so he told this story on the podcast, and people went insane that Burgess Meredith was a stick man.
Well, we actually kind of pay a little. There's a little breadcrumb and Creed to that. Yeah, there's a little
But
bit.
did Stallone give you little tidbits like that about the series? Like, were you badgering him between takes, or were you just like worried about your own lines and stuff?
No, I think I was more worried about the same, but naturally he's a storyteller, so he has so many stories to tell. Like, I mean, he's lived so much life. Like,
Yeah.
one of his weeks can outlive somebody's like year.
Right.
So like, he's always down to tell a story. I mean, I don't know if those stories are definitely podcast appropriate, but
I think all of them are podcast appropriate. It's just a question of whether you want to tell them.
That's a great response. No, but he always had a lot of different stories. So I didn't badger him that much, but I just allowed him to kind of, just say what he wanted to say about it. And
Did he ever give you the "yo kid, I was in your spot once. Let me tell you something." Like give you like the words of advice stuff?
No, I mean, he would basically say, "Man, look, you guys are working too hard. You guys are working harder than I did." Like he would admit it a lot, man. As far as like the boxing training, because I did all my stunts. There is no stunt double. And I really wanted to, become a fighter. I didn't want anybody to hold anything back and give me any special treatment. Don't throw me in the ring with the guy and let's see what happens. So he was definitely supportive of that. And encouraging of the real hits that I had to take. So a lot of the real punches that I had to take, you could thank Sly for that.
Well, he did in Rocky 4. I think Dolph Lundgren actually hurt him.
Oh, seriously.
Like legitimately hurt him. Like he had to
yep.
go to the hospital and almost died.
Yep, he's
got
a big
punched
guy.
in the heart.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He literally, it almost gave him like a, like, you have CPR, you're like restarting the heart. Like he almost got hit and his heart almost restarted on him.
Because he figured out, I think Rocky 1 has not aged well from a boxing effects, kind of like a lot of missed punches.
Oh, for sure.
And you could see the empty seats in the background, which, by the way, when they re-air these, they should CGI seats in there. They can't cost that much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, put some fake fans in there.
Put a couple filters in there.
Rocky 2, it was clear that they had both decided, let's really start hitting each other. And then that kind of kept going.
Yeah,
until Rocky
escalated.
4, where I actually think they actually fought in Rocky 4.
They might have just said,
it was a real fight.
Fuck it, let's just do it.
Totally.
Why not? We're not doing another one, right? No, we're not doing another one. Let's just do it. Yeah.
But so I'm glad that you felt you had to honor the tradition of actually. But it seems like
Did I show you the video?
Which one?
I'm gonna show you. Me actually getting like this one slow mo shot. In it
Was the one where you spit the blood? I remember that. Yeah.
I showed you that one, right?
No, but I saw the movie.
No, but I didn't show you like the actual hit, like in real time.
Oh no!
Oh man,
What happened?
I mean, well, the first couple times we tried to do it with slips, and it's in slow mo, so you can see the misses, the space between the punches. So all of a sudden you just hear this snickering from the corner, and everybody's like, "What?" And then Sly's like, "Man, you got to take it." And like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, you got to take a real punch." Like pretty much, like I had to really get hit. And legally, Ryan, he would definitely tell you this, as a director, he can't legally say, take the punch. So I had to like willingly step up and be like, all right, I'll take the hit. But I definitely got peer pressure.
All right, let me see this.
He's going to be taking a punch in the face, and he's a little nervous.
That's a little Slash Stallone in the background.
Yeah, man.
Because this is your initiation in the world of Rocky. So my favorite movie is Dead Man Walking, and I just happen to have the star of the sequel, Dead Man Walking, twice.
Because the first time we did the punch, his left glove was in the way, so you couldn't see it connect. So we had to do it all over again. But this is the second time.
So you guys are practicing the right hook.
And action.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who was applauding?
Everybody in the audience.
So you got punched in the face, and people are like, "Yeah, okay."
that was great, and because they replayed it in slow mo on the jumbotron, so everybody can see it to see whether or not it was got a hit or not, and just the reaction was like, "Oh," and like the way like I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
No, it's
the hit is pretty epic.
during one of the fights, and there's a couple fights in the movie, so we're not saying which.
Yeah. but it's pretty epic.
So did he take? So the other boxer, we won't say who it was.
Yeah, he felt so bad.
Was there a specific part of your face that he had to punch?
Yeah, he went high, like high.
So like your cheekbone.
Yeah, he didn't go for jaw.
Because jaw, you could break your jaw.
Exactly.
But you go here, you maybe get a little shiner, and that's it.
Exactly.
But if he misses by like a quarter inch,
That's my ass.
yeah.
I mean, I was smelling canvas though. I mean, it was.
Did you get a little punchy?
I didn't get
Would the NFL concussion spotters would have let you keep filming the scene?
I mean, you could. I definitely know what they say when you see stars now. I know that expression.
Right.
It's not. It looks like little. I mean, the best way I can describe it is like if you put something under a microscope and you saw little like microscopic little things just like floating around and like in the petri dish. That's kind of what you see. And just don't go towards the light. I just said don't go towards the light.
So how much scripted boxing?
A lot.
I assume like you're sitting there and you're like, oh, you're gonna go 1-2. I'm gonna go left hook. It's almost like dancing.
It is learning a dance routine for sure. Like,
is that something you need to be good at?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that
Because I'd be terrible at it. I can't remember sequences, so I would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you definitely would have been in trouble because I don't know if you want to freestyle with these guys because they're knockout artists.
Yeah, I'm like Canelo. I can just do 1-2. I can't do anything.
That's so crazy. We were watching that fight, man.
We were in the same row.
We wanted so much more out of that. I wanted him to throw.
Just
more
throw
punches.
one sequence.
Yeah.
Give me a 7-punch sequence once in 12 rounds.
And that's what I love about Cotto because he would throw 5-punch combinations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though all of them weren't clean, it looked like he was doing a lot of work. And
they just had no steam on them.
Just no.
Wait, I sidetracked you. So
Okay,
you have to remember the sequences.
So the sequences, well, one of the things about our film was Ryan. He wanted to shoot the fights different than any other fight film. We were super ambitious. I love oneers. Like oneers is, I think they're just so as a shot, it just connects the audience. You're just locked into the scene the entire time.
Explain what that is. For
A oneer is
that
that there aren't any cuts. So from the first frame that you see, carried all the way through whatever the scene is, that there aren't any cuts.
So in the first fight in the movie, you had one that's like 2.5 minutes long.
That's
I was wondering how he did that and how he edited it, but that was all one shot.
One
the whole
shot,
time.
no buried cuts. It's one take. We got it on like the 11th or 12th take. We did maybe 20 takes of it, and pretty strenuous. But from the time I get into the ring to the knockout, to the end of the fight, is one take, and it takes months and months and months of rehearsal. Learning the choreography with the camera guy, our camera operator Ben, our Clayton Barber, our fight choreographer, and just learning where we're going to be. We have 3-4 people in the ring right now. It is one big, huge dance. And sometimes you do get hit and you get punched in the face. And for the sake of not cutting, you have to stay in the moment and you have to fudge it. So it's like we have sections of choreography, but then we have pockets of playtime where we connect it's the connective tissue between the other choreography. So like we'll start off one sequence and then we'll play around, go to the body a little bit, throw punches, block, I'll let him go, and it's all about eye contact as well. As long as you're locked in with the other person, you can kind of gauge when somebody's when somebody's getting ready to start the sequences or not. And I'm dealing with pro fighters, man. So literally they allowed me to throw real punches, try really hard to hit them, and it's second nature to them. So they're blocking, they're catching punches, they're rolling with it. They can take body blows. So they really allowed me to really sell everything, and they were totally okay with it.
So you're punching their head. Really, they have their gloves up most of the time, but they can hide it.
And they can hide it, or they're catching it right here, right before it gets to their face.
And they can handle any body punch.
I put some weight on.
Right.
I've been
no,
training, but yeah, any
you
little
can punch them
misses
shoulder,
for
side.
sure, sides, definitely. They're totally okay with that. And then it's all about punch placement in comparison to where the camera is. So if the camera's over my shoulder shooting, over my right shoulder, he's throwing all of his punches to my left eye. It's just to make sure all the punches are actually selling. And then me as an actor, I have to sell them as well. So Whiplash is a real thing, oh man, from the base of my, skull, base of my neck, all the way down to the middle of my back were sore pretty much the entire time we were filming.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because you're never 100% after that first fight sequence, you're sore the entire time you're filming. You don't really have that many days off to really get a break to fully recover. So, I mean, it was like being an athlete during a real season.
And they have to be terrified you're going to get hurt and that'll knock the filming schedule back 2-3 weeks, right?
Exactly. So they were constantly over me, like making sure, ice baths, recovery, stretching, getting scrapings done, basically with, the old Chinese medicine of like spooning, like they basically like scrape, they put new blood inside the muscles and stuff like that. It's excruciatingly
So
painful.
A-Rod's trainer earned his money in this one.
He came through, he earned his money. That's hilarious.
At Rafael Palmiero's Biogenesis Clinic.
Hey man, just get rid of that
Shout
book.
out to them.
Just get rid of that book. Get rid of the book. We're good. No documents.
So when did your body recover from the whole thing?
When we finished the final fight sequence, because we front loaded the film with boxing, so all the boxing scenes throughout the film were done up front, so we can focus on the acting and the work and character work towards the end of the film, and not have to worry about staying in tip top camera ready shape, which was like pretty hard. So for me, once I got finished with the championship fight, my body broke down. I was on bed rest for 3 days. I couldn't literally mentally, when I accomplished my goal that night, 103 fever, could not move, body aches, pains. I just was completely shut down. And I got a really sweet text and a call from Sly, basically saying like, because he knew I was feeling bad and I was feeling guilty for not being able to get up and go to work the next day. Like I really wanted to I'm a workaholic and I want to get up and work. And he was like, the same thing happened to me in the Rocky films. He said, don't worry about it. It's just one of the biggest compliments that your body can give you is that you set your mind to something, you accomplished it, and then once you finish once you cross that finish line, your body gives up. It's over. It's done. You've accomplished what you needed to accomplish. So he said, rest up. You've earned it. Don't worry about it. That's what insurance is for, and we're good to go. So
I've heard LeBron talk about that too, actually.
As far as like just your body,
like by the season ends, and like the next day, his body just completely crashes. He's like doing 105 games, and then
it's it.
It's done
because mentally he knows he has something to do, and once he finishes it, the body said, "Okay, mission complete. I can rest now."
I remember the hardest I ever worked was in 2013. I was running Grantland. I was writing my column. I was doing my podcast, but I was also on NBA Countdown doing all the shows.
Yep. And All-Star Weekend.
All-Star Weekend.
And
I did that.
And you're coaching.
But I had to do all the playoffs. And I was just like, I just got to get to the draft. Like, I know I'm starting to break down. And I actually broke down after game 5. And we had 2 games left. But it was the same thing. It was just like my body had reached a point
where it just couldn't go anymore.
Not to compare myself to a boxer who's taking punches all the time. But I know where you mean, where it's like there's a finish line in your head.
I just need to get there.
You just want to get there, and you're pushing it too far.
Yep.
And
and you're traveling, not sleeping as much, not resting, not taking care of yourself.
That's
vitamins.
the other thing. Travel,
airports.
Being on the road.
Seriously.
Hotel rooms, all that stuff.
Fast food. It's really hard to eat clean when you're on the road.
Did you feel an obligation? You all right?
No, I didn't want to burp into the mic.
Did you feel an obligation as an actor to do a boxing film? It seems like everybody has to do one. No. All the real actors have to do one.
No, I mean,
come on, deep down.
I mean, now that I think about it in hindsight, I guess I guess it is kind of a
it's a rite of passage. Yeah,
jinx.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a little kid sometimes.
The only one who never did is Leo.
Leo didn't.
Or never did a boxing movie.
Or put on a suit.
What do you mean put on a suit?
Leo didn't put on spandex. I mean, as far as a superhero.
Leo
never put in a suit either.
That was another rite of passage for you.
Mm-hmm. Which is one that I would gladly do again. It was it's as me being a comic book fan, and that was just like a dream come true for sure. Being able to play that character.
How long was that filming?
We shot the film for, seems 4 months, 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Well, as you know, I always worry about you.
Why?
And I like you. I want you to do well.
Appreciate it.
But I was worried when there's bad buzz with that movie, and I was like, I hope this doesn't. Sometimes with a movie, there's a little stink gets on different people. I was like, he should get out of this, but it seems like you got out of it.
No,
right?
I got out of that, pretty clean, and it's one of those things where it was a lesson for me that really made me realize that things aren't in your control.
Right.
And you can
I'm still learning that lesson.
Yeah. No, seriously, right? I mean, it's like
I know better than anyone.
You can get up, every day and be like, I'm gonna give 110% to this one thing or to anything, and then it still not turn out how people want it or how you expected it to.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that, you know, you're a failure, or it doesn't mean that you didn't do a great job. It just means, you know, as a whole, as a project, there's so many other pieces that are moving that have nothing to do with you that determine the outcome of a film. So that's kind of one of those things that I had to kind of like come to terms with.
Your actors are like baseball players. You're not going to bat 1,000.
Yeah, I
Once
know.
you know that coming, you're just not. It's not happening.
That's something that we were saying. So like for a long time, me and my team were like, you know, right now I'm kind of batting 1,000 right now. I'm like kind of good. And then
Yeah, all my choices have been solid.
I stuck to the plan. You know, we had a game plan. I stuck to it. We made all the right decisions. But you know, sometimes, you know, nobody bats 1,000.
But here's the thing about actors. You have one good one, and then that's it. People only remember the last movie. It's not like they're sitting there going, hey, I'm going to go through MBJ's IMDb.com today
and start like
and grade the ups and downs.
Fair
Like
enough.
they just remember what the last movie was.
So thank God.
I mean, people finally stopped talking about The Wire with you, I'm guessing.
No.
No?
You'd be surprised. I talk more about The Wire than I do
Still
today. Wallace is a character, man. It's such a show that, you know, people like, they love. I mean, Friday Night Lights. Those are probably the two shows. And Parenthood's a close third. I mean, it's like right there. Like how many people like really are connected with that character and with the show. Great writing.
With 41-year-old white parents. I think all of them have watched that show.
40-year-old white parents, and then you got like the
little kids.
The 30-year-olds, and then,
Yeah.
you know, the kids are in college and high school. They watch those shows too, man. It's like with Netflix and Hulu and like, you know, everything's streaming, and you know, like all these shows are accessible and they can watch them. You know, they can binge watch. They don't have to worry about commercials or, you know, waiting around next week. So I think that's, you know, a cool element to the streaming element where they could catch up on all these shows in one stop.
That was the biggest miss with Friday Night Lights.
Was the
It
jump
was
around
5
from the
years too
network.
early, 5 years too late.
Yeah, seriously. And then we didn't have a home the entire time. Did it
No.
bounce around from NBC for a second, and then it get picked up on DirecTV, and then kind of like fans not really knowing where to catch it. It was a little, you know.
But think about if that show comes out like 9 months ago on Netflix and it's released all at once. It's one of the best binge watch shows of all time.
For sure.
And if it comes out 5-6 years before, it's also a bigger show because there's less TV on.
This is very true. That's a great point.
It came in this weird vortex of we weren't quite where we are now, but we had left where we used to be.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Yeah. That's a great point.
Because you know why I thought that actually? So I missed Friday Night Lights. I think I told you this.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it right away because I thought it was going to get canceled. I was just like, there's no way. NBC will screw this up. The show will be on for 6 episodes. So I'm not getting sucked in.
Yeah,
I'm not
getting
attached.
emotionally attached right now.
I'm just not,
for a show
not
going
getting
away.
attached.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. You're not doing it to
you
me.
You owed yourself that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my guard up.
You have to.
So eventually it was like, oh my God, I missed it. And now I'm 12 episodes late or 8 or whatever it was. There's no way to catch up because we weren't in the Hulu area yet. So I went on eBay and I bought the Japanese DVDs after the season ended.
The Japanese, what do you mean?
Like they were selling them in Japan.
Okay.
I bought DVDs and all I watched season 1 with Japanese subtitles on the bottom.
It sounds like me when I'm watching my anime because like I'm I'm watching my anime like in Japan. They're in Japan, but they have the subtitles at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got caught up by the end. But the reason I thought of the binge watching thing was because I would watch like 4 in a row.
Oh yeah.
Like
this is great.
Oh,
no commercials.
She's hooking up with Riggins. I gotta get in one more.
Everybody wants to know what's going on with Riggins.
Yeah. And then Riggins on True Detective. But anyway, it was the perfect binge watch show.
Yeah, it is.
And I kind of don't want it to come back. I've thought about it more and more. I do think there could be another Wire season.
You think The Wire can come back and not Friday Night
I think it come back as a movie.
But it's so hard. Okay, well then, what season would you wrap around? I mean, because a lot of the familiar ones.
You talking about The Wire?
Yeah.
I'm saying you come back to Baltimore. When was the last one? Like
2007, 6, 7,
7 or 8, somewhere in there. Come back to Baltimore 10 years later, and you have a couple of the same people, but it's
okay. Brand.
I think that's the only way it could work.
Yeah,
Friday Night Lights. It's just a Kyle Chandler movie at that point, and
because
I don't know why
the
he'd do
students
that.
are gone. Yeah. Students are gone. I mean, if they could find a clever way to do it, if like Peter Berg and Kate Adams, decide to like make it happen, a film maybe. But I like the way we ended the show. 5 seasons strong. Everybody's kind of happy. It's very rare that you can end the show off where everybody feels satisfied. Like that was a legit, great ending. I want to leave it alone.
What's the ratio right now of people with you with Friday Night Lights versus The Wire?
Man, I'm gonna go
Slightly more Wire,
but it's like people who, if you're talking about The Wire, if you're talking about Friday Night Lights, you usually mention The Wire as well. So
so they combo it.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
like,
think
it's
the same people like both of them?
Yeah, it's the same type of feel. But then Friday Night Lights has a whole new audience, I think, that might not have watched The Wire. But I feel like the fans that follow me or are fans of The Wire that are also fans of, it's more likely that they're fans of Friday Night Lights as well, because the feeling, the heart was there. You know, it was real, it was gritty. Even though Friday Night Lights was a lot softer, obviously, than The Wire, but I feel like, you know, it's the same type of taste, I think, between the two projects. So usually fans that are fans of The Wire are usually fans of Friday Night Lights as well.
What's the percentage of people say, when's that coming back? Is it ever coming back? Like nobody says that. People are done with it.
Yeah, like
people moved on.
It's like a 20%. I'll say 20% of people might say, is it coming back? Just out of pure, just to ask. I don't think they really believe it or really want it to come back, but they just want to know.
Hold on a second. We got to take care of a little business here. With so many different bank accounts, credit cards, and passwords to remember, it's harder than ever to keep track of your money these days, even yours, Michael. That's what makes Personal Capital's free financial tools so important. They show you all of your accounts in one place, making it easy to manage finances, track investments, and grow your net worth. And it's all in real time. You'll also get other powerful free tools, including an investment checkup tool that analyzes your portfolio and suggests improvements, a fee analyzer to identify hidden fees that could delay your retirement, and the most sophisticated retirement calculator available. You can even speak to a financial advisor, and they'll give you personalized portfolio guidance at a lower cost. See why Macworld calls Personal Capital, quote, the best free finance tracking app available. Just go to personalcapital.com/BS to link your accounts, and in seconds, you'll have your own personal financial dashboard. And guess what? You'll also get 3 months of free advisory services if you enroll right now. That's personalcapital.com/BS. One thing that I thought, I was reading up on some of the interviews you gave because I wanted to make sure I didn't go over stuff you'd already talked about. Because you know how I roll. I like to have original interviews.
Exactly.
But you said there was, in the GQ thing, there was one part about, and you didn't totally go there, but I had been interested in what you thought about this, about younger black actors versus the Denzel, Will Smith type of generation. Who's in your generation?
Right now?
Like, who are you? There's some movie. Let's say there's the greatest movie ever, and they're like,
talking about black actors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I want to do the black actors first, but then overall age group.
Okay.
But like, let's say there's some movie, and it's the best script anyone's ever seen.
Okay.
And the lead actor is a black male, and he's somewhere between 28 and 34. Who are you worried about in the casting session? Who's on your corner? I know how competitive you are. I know there's somebody on your corner.
Oh man!
Don't look at Kenny.
No, I'm not.
Just look at Kenny.
I'm just looking around because it's like, I mean, who am I worried about?
Because I was thinking about,
you're talking about this in sports terms. It's
yeah,
which is like dangerous because it's not sports. It's call out somebody. Let's get some shit going right here. No, I mean, honestly, it's so crazy. If that breakdown came out, you know,
yeah,
you would see every actor from 18, every black actor from 18 years old to 40 trying to squeeze into that small category.
So why is the talent pool?
Because
why is it shallow?
Because I don't feel as though there's enough stories being told. They're being written for people of color to tell those stories, to tell our stories. There's not enough material out there. So until you get writers and producers that are producing more of these stories, that are producing more of these roles, you're gonna get everybody from a lot of these different age range and categories coming in, cramming in for this one role. That's just what it is, because there's a lack of.
Like deep down, Denzel almost played the lead in Creed.
I mean,
he was like, "Am I too? Oh crap! I'm the same age as Carl Weathers. We can't do this."
It's kind of like that right now. So, but I feel like with Creed and hopefully success and other projects and the writing and the creating and developing, that there will be a lot more roles out there for other talented actors to come out and play.
Here's why I brought this up.
What's up?
Shonda Rhimes is basically carrying ABC.
Yeah, she owns Thursdays.
Empire was the hottest show of last year.
Yeah.
the audience is there, not just for TV, but for movies. And I wonder why Hollywood hasn't moved in that direction. Like even the story you told about Creed, until you got Fruitvale Station.
Yeah.
You guys didn't have the
weight,
cachet weight to even get that movie made. But it's like, of course that movie should have been made. A sequel with built around Creed's son.
Yeah.
With Sly in it. Like who's not seeing? I guess Sly would have had to agree to be in it.
I think that was the hardest thing, was getting him, because the studio loved it. The studio loved the idea of it. They were really excited about it. So that for our particular case, that wasn't the holdup. That was more of a personal Sly legacy, what Rocky was, getting him to come back, because that's the only way the film was going to work if we had Rocky. So without him, we had nothing. But other than that, I feel like the studios were really on board with the idea from Ryan, because Ryan's a really talented, very, very special guy, man. And if you it's really hard to meet him and hear a pitch from something and not be into it.
Yeah, he's definitely charismatic.
Yeah, he's the guy, man. He's the real deal.
You know what I was thinking about? Eddie Murphy was my guy growing up.
Okay.
And how different it is for a lead black actor in your era versus in the 80s. Because like Eddie Murphy, they wouldn't let him even kiss women in the 80s.
It's crazy.
He kissed a girl in 48 Hours at the end. Goes to the next couple movies. Beverly Hills Cop. His friend's on his bed. Like she's just basically lying there ready for Axel Foley to make a move. Never makes a move.
Yep.
Golden Child, they cut out the sex scene. Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I love Golden Child.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
That scene got cut out.
What year was that?
Like 86, 87.
Okay.
But now at least we've entered an era where I would hope the executives and the people don't think about that stuff. I know the viewers don't think about it, but isn't that crazy? That was only 30 years ago.
It's like yesterday, man.
Yeah.
It's like 30 years is nothing.
I feel like Eddie Murphy released Beverly Hills Cop like 3 years ago.
I remember watching it. So, a big fan.
But it does feel like things have shifted, and yet the only thing that hasn't shifted yet is the number of movies on that Fruitvale Creed kind of level for the opportunities. So I hope that now changes.
No, I think I said within success, the more successful projects that you see out there that are it's crazy, because sometimes it comes down to the nuts and bolts of what do they feel like is financially successful. How can
superheroes?
Exactly. How can
sequels, superheroes, Star Wars?
Yeah. So sometimes if they don't feel like there's a market for a certain type of film, that it's really hard to get backing and and distribution and who's going to put the money up for the P&A and the advertising, and what type of material is it? Like what market are you gearing towards? It's like all these other things do come into play, but I feel like if it starts at the writers, the producers, that are writing more sophisticated material. There's not material that that everybody wants to see, that doesn't alienate any type of audience. It's not going towards a specific demographic. If you do films that are generalized, that are still with people of color, but that everybody would love to go see, then I feel like you'll start to see a gentle breakdown of that clear as day.
Yeah. Well, a sports movie is a good way to do it, because.
But that's going to another clear stereotype. Like, why does it have to be an athlete?
Well, no, but I'm saying like a sports movie hits all types of people. It's not the superhero /
But then you got a black
sequel / whatever.
But then you got a black guy that's historically great at being athletic and in sports that are in what sport? Is it a hockey story?
But I'm saying like Jake Gyllenhaal released a boxing movie too.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we're specifically talking about black.
No, I was talking about you were talking about opportunities about movies.
About movies, but
and how hard it is to be inventive with a movie.
No, 100%. But then also talking about how hard is it to be inventive to have a black male lead.
True.
In those type of films that are not towards a specific group, but that are towards everybody.
Will Smith's I feel like half of Will Smith's movies, like Enemy in the State.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
I love it.
It's kind of held up as a cable movie.
No, seriously. And whenever it's on,
really
I don't.
Good.
John Voight, I don't like. Whenever it's on TV, you don't turn from it. It's just on. Even if it's on background noise, you're not really paying attention to it. I would love having that movie on all the time.
The reality is we just need more Ryan Cooglers.
I think that is a harsh reality,
because what he did, especially in Creed, there's a lot of subtle stuff where it's almost like, for a good sports movie, the director has to be I hate this word, but almost overqualified.
Well, because
he has touches in that movie where it's like, yeah, that's not like your typical. This isn't Major League, you know. Like this is like a real movie.
Nah, exactly, and it helps that he's super competitive and he loves sports, you know. And I think that's another thing. It's very authentic. He took like boxing classes for a few months before just to like really understand.
The boxing was excellent.
Thank you. Well,
because that can go really badly. We
had some really great trainers and fight choreographers. Rob Sally was my boxing trainer, and Clayton Barber. He did a lot of Wesley's, a lot of the Blades. He worked with Wesley Snipes a lot, and he's really, really, really talented. And we wanted every punch that we threw in every fight to represent a line.
Yeah.
So it was like a scene. All the fight scenes were like regular. We approached them with acting scenes. So what is my intent with this jab? What is my intent with this left hook, with this slip, with me getting hit? How am I reacting? How am I responding to it? So that's kind of how we approached to it. And I think we got this very layered fight where you can see a clear arc. And I think that's pretty cool.
How did you kind of master the attitude of being a boxer?
I think understanding who Adonis was, and because I think he carries his personality from outside the ring into the ring sometimes, and just having I think he fought with a lot of rage and frustration, in the beginning, and then without a trainer, and then the more he kind of found out about himself and about his father, and just kind of, learned from Rocky, somebody having that father figure, that mentorship. I feel like he started to refine, kind of figure out what he was fighting for, and I think that's super important. But, once you find out the character part, you can figure out, who he is physically as a boxer. We looked at a lot of Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley was a fighter that we really
I was gonna say it looked like you had scouted a couple different boxers that you were copying in the ring, because the in the ring personality is a big part of a boxing movie.
Big deal. So like Timothy Bradley and Parnell Whitaker, Sweet Pea were the two.
That's a good one
that I really like focused in on and tried to grab little things from.
Because Carl Weathers in Rocky 1 and 2, he's just doing an Ali impersonation
for sure.
I mean, that was Ali.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, and that was, I mean, they can, Carl would definitely admit to it. That was definitely somebody.
He said it, yeah,
for sure. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to be like Apollo because I never met my dad, and I felt like he was kind of running from him more than anything. So he probably wouldn't want to be anything like his father. So if anything, he would probably pick a style or try to fight like somebody that wasn't like him. So we really wanted to just do something different.
So you're not going to give me one Sly Stallone story? I mean, really? You're not going to give me one? You're not going to give me a great one?
I mean, I showed you the video.
I know you can't top Stickman.
Stickman is
Burgess Meredith being a killer Stickman.
That's a rough one to top. Let me see if I got another.
Well, in the meantime, I have a very important subject for you.
What's up?
So my son's name is Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. Okay.
Ben Simmons, heading into this college basketball season that just started, is the #1 draft pick. He's at LSU.
LSU, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's 6'10".
Yep. He's 6'10".
He's 6'10". He sees the floor like Bird and Magic.
Wow.
And
I love that he went to LSU.
Yeah, they have some weird Australian pipeline thing.
No, but I just love.
I worry that there's going to be an outside the lines investigation, like 4 years about it.
I'm sure it probably will, but I just love how. Anyway, not to sidetrack you.
Well, there's something special about that. Like, I haven't been this excited about college player in 9 years since Durant.
Really?
Yeah, like legit. You'll watch. You'll understand.
I saw him play one game. Yeah. I saw him play one game, and it was pretty phenomenal, man. He's not going to put up 30 points, but I feel like he's a facilitator.
He's a makes everyone better guy, which those guys don't exist really.
Love it.
So he's about to become really famous.
Okay.
He's going to be Ben Simmons.
So how's that going to change your
He's going to be basically Kevin Durant, and my son has the same name as him.
Yeah.
You've been in this exact situation. Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Then the other Michael Jordan, you added the B, but it was something you heard earlier in your career. So what do I do with my son? I mean, Ben Simmons isn't going to be Michael Jordan.
I was going to say, is he going to play basketball?
No. Hockey. He's a hockey player.
He's a hockey player. Well, that's another thing. He has his own lane. I guess the hardest part about me was that I was playing basketball.
Right.
I was playing basketball at a young age. Maybe if I took up, painting or something like that.
It wouldn't matter.
I was like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm the Picasso of, I'm the MJ of, paint, whatever. I'll kind of have my own thing. But the fact that I was, playing basketball, and I did get into the arts and acting and stuff like that. So it came with that celebrity tag once you're in the industry in any type of way, whether it's modeling or acting or commercials. Everybody thinks, they all kind of bunch it up as just celebrity or whatever. So I kind of got that, I was kind of in that lane, so I couldn't be the almost Michael Jordan that was almost famous and almost did something good.
Right.
It kind of gave me that chip to like excel and be great at whatever.
So it was good
is
for
I was
you.
gonna do. It was, for sure.
Did you take shit when you were like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Man,
Michael Jordan, you're
6,
not
7.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the real Michael. Yeah, you can't ball like him. Everything, anything you can think of. I was definitely. Somebody said it to me as a kid, and then even as as a teenager or mid-20s, ordering pizza. Like who's it for? What's the name? Michael Jordan. Yeah, and they'll like say what. Let me guess, apartment 23, and they'll hang up on me. Like I had that happen to me numerous times. So it's like, and the funny part is people would like tell jokes about my name, and they'll act like it's the first time I ever heard it.
Right.
Or they'll think that this is the first time.
Where's Scotty?
Yeah.
Like a lot of those, like, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But the weird thing about your name, and maybe it's just because I've been following you now for a few years, and you've been on the pod and all that stuff, but I feel like Michael B. Jordan is its own name.
Thank you.
No, it's like I don't even think of the Michael Jordan thing anymore. I don't think anyone does.
I
think you reached the point
have
where
I reached. Have I
well,
finally
also
got
he
there?
hasn't played for 12 years, and he's like, there's just this failed Charlotte owner now, who used to be the best basketball player of all time, but now he's not.
Or the retros that get released every 2-3 weeks, and
I'm not saying he's not a quadrillionaire.
No. I know, but he's very, very much so alive and present.
No,
but,
I know he is.
No,
but I feel like you're the Michael B. Jordan is its own thing that has no relation to Michael
I'm
Jordan.
not fighting this. I'm with you. I am happy because that has definitely been a goal of mine for a really long time. So the fact that you say that, that feels good.
But even when Fruitvale came out, I still feel like it was lingering a tiny bit.
Yes,
Not
I
with
agree.
me.
No, but just everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The MBJ now is its own like acronym.
I know. I try to get people to really understand the MBJ and then don't say MJB.
Oh, people say MJB?
I mean, because it's like it's the same like letters. So like MJB, like no, that's Mary J. Blige.
See,
I mean MBJ. I mean, yes, go ahead. We're gonna work on it. All right, this is a couple years. I think we should be clear across the board.
See, my issue is my son's middle initial is O. You know why I did that?
He's the boss.
BOS, Boston.
Boss.
That's the Boston acronym.
Boston
if
acronym.
you watch any Boston
Okay,
game.
not for sure. Or you could just, or boss.
Yeah, or the boss.
Or the boss. That's a cool nickname. The boss is a cool nickname.
So maybe he'll just be Boss Simmons.
Boss Simmons is
Just get rid of Ben.
That's pretty cool.
Boss. He really is the boss, too.
Boss is pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Especially on the ice.
But what are the odds that me, the person who loves basketball the most, and name the book of basketball, and I named my son Ben Simmons, and then there's another Ben Simmons who is now going to be the best basketball player coming out of college in 9 years.
Were you thinking about the initials though? Like, because
100%.
Okay.
Do you know how hard it is to find an O? It was like Owen, Oscar, Oliver.
What is it?
So you'll like this. We went
Ollie?
Oakley.
Oakley is pretty cool. That's that.
So
Ben Oakley Simmons. That's
I
a
saw
cool name.
Oakley, and I always thought Charles Oakley was like the toughest basketball player.
Yeah.
So I was like, if Oakley's the middle name,
And he's a Nick.
this guy's gonna be kind of a bad. Well, I thought of him as a bull when I did it, but I was like, if his middle initial is one of the biggest badasses in NBA history, it's a good start for him. And my kid is one of those kids who like doesn't cry. And he's built like, yeah. So it was good. So
you're tall,
BOS.
so he'll probably be pretty tall too.
Yeah, he's
be a
hockey though.
6-footer.
The hockey guys, it doesn't matter.
But no, I've seen hockey players look like football players. I mean, they're like 6'3",
well, yeah,
6'4".
but I'm saying he could be 5'11" and still play.
Okay.
Yeah, the hockey guys have gotten gigantic.
And because you're on skates too, so that gives you a couple inches. So I guess like even the 5'11" guys is like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
Okay. So I
All
have a
right.
future in hockey. Great.
Thanks for indulging my family sidetrack.
No problem.
So Creed is going to be a big ass movie.
I hope so.
When does it come out?
Thanksgiving Day, November 25th.
Yeah. So we're running this on Wednesday, the day before, which is good.
Awesome.
And
on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, Wednesday the 25th. I'm sorry, Thanksgiving Day's on Thursday.
Yeah. Wednesday the 25th.
Wednesday the 25th. Yeah.
How many of the posters did you steal?
35. And
Which one are you framing?
I'm framing the one with me and Sly. You know, the one with his hand on my shoulders. That I'm definitely framing that one. I'm lying. I'm framing all of them.
What happens if this movie becomes a huge movie? Like, don't turn into an asshole.
No, come on, man.
I'm not gonna let you.
I'm about to say you always.
I'm gonna have you be in the pod like every 18 months,
just to like make sure.
You know what? I realized you were gonna make it long term when we did the celebrity game together, and Kevin Hart shot like every time he had the ball, and you were so cool about it.
I was just like, man, it's,
you're
it's
like,
all
right. If we want to win, I'm over here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, put me in, coach. Whenever you want. Whenever you want to start running some plays, coach, I'm over here. I'm ready for you.
I'm
but
still
Toronto,
haunted.
Look, are you coaching this year?
No, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm out.
All right.
Yeah, that was my one time. I lost to Jalen. You know why I lost? Because I traded him Skylar Diggins for
who?
For Elena Deladon.
Wait,
I thought we needed more shooting.
We did. You know what? I didn't hit one jump shot that game, so I missed my free throw. So I'm gonna take the blame. I'm gonna take my blame for that one.
We missed like 5 free throws down the stretch.
We did.
Did I ever tell you that I bet on us?
No, I did not.
I did a Pete Rose.
Really?
Yeah, we were laying like a point, and I Pete Rose. Did I bet on my own team, so I can't go to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, fair enough,
yeah,
man. I feel like I let you down, man.
I had Jimmy Kimmel and his cousin Sal, the three of us. I was like, I stacked our team.
That's so
got
funny.
Michael B. Jordan. He played in high school. We're gonna kill it. I got the 2 best WNBA players.
I started hot.
Right.
And then it was a long game.
It wasn't your fault. You know what happened.
What? It turned into
Mr. Hart didn't help us, but
no, that's right, Kevin. I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
Mr. Hart. I blame you.
Maybe distribute the ball a little more
Just
next
a little
time.
bit, man.
You're not a shoot first point guard like Steph Curry
or Russ.
But what killed us was that our WNBA players got scared they were going to get hurt. Because we had a couple people in that game
that had a real season
flying around. Like it was like this was the highlight of their basketball career to be in this game.
Yeah.
And they were afraid they were going to get undercut or hurt or something.
Ernie Duncan? I'm calling out
Arnie Duncan.
Arnie?
Yeah.
I'm calling out Arnie. I'm calling out Arnie next year, man.
That was my biggest mistake is not getting Arnie.
You slept on Arnie
Duncan. All right, so what are you doing next? What are the next movie projects?
I don't know.
You don't know. I like this. So you're betting on Creed.
Yeah, well, I'm betting on Creed right now, and I'm trying to. I don't want to just work just to work. You know, I'm doing Just Mercy with Destin Cretton. He did Short Term 12, and I'm playing the real life person. Brian Stevenson, who's a defense attorney.
Yeah.
Out of Alabama, and the book is it's an amazing book, and
Can I make some suggestions?
For.
Remember the last time you were on, I told you needed to make a sports movie?
You did.
You don't remember that, but I did.
No, wait. You said,
I said you had to do a sports movie.
Yeah, because you were looking at you said an alien movie. You were talking about that. You did the super.
I did the Will Smith.
I did the Will Smith. You went so I did
superhero. All right,
so
maybe not the best advice on that, but you got paid, right?
I got paid.
You got a paycheck.
I did.
That's good. Here's what I want. Think about being a lawyer. Go McConaughey Time to Kill level type of thing.
That's kind of the tone of.
You the big monologue at the end where you well up. The Oscar scene at the end.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only.
No, I think that's one thing you should do.
Okay.
Here's what you shouldn't do. Don't play Willie Mays Hayes' son in Major League The Comeback.
Okay, got it.
Don't make it don't keep doing the sports movie sons of guys from 30 years ago.
This is it. This is the one-off.
This
not
is
the
it.
one-off, but this is the one-time.
No, this should be it. Unless there's a few.
Unless there's a Creed 2.
Oh.
Or
Creed 2. Now you're talking my language.
Just saying.
I don't know if your body can go through it.
I'm trying to keep this new body as long as I can.
You just told me you got 103-degree fever from the last one.
Yeah, but this guy right here.
This guy.
That you're looking at.
You stayed in shape.
I haven't taken it for a spin yet, so I want to just hold on to it. I want to hold on to it for as long as I can.
You have some sort of basketball project in your life that's going to happen at some point, but I don't know what it is.
At some point, you vaguely know what it is. But
yeah.
It's something that me and a buddy of mine, Eric.
I want to be involved.
We will make that.
Yeah,
happen.
something's gonna happen
when that becomes real.
Yeah, and then
you got dibs.
So Rom-Com, you half did it. You didn't totally do it. You did it with 2 buddies.
Yeah,
I didn't do the one where it's like.
Not yet. I got some time. I want my career to be a reflection of things that I like, and I like a lot of different things. So I kind of want to take my time, but there's definitely going to be a time where people see the goofy, carefree, not giving a shit side of me, and it's going to come out because people that know me know I have that, but it's eventually going to come out.
You haven't played a cop yet.
Have not played a cop.
Have that going for you.
Haven't played. You
have a lot of chess pieces left. Oh, war movie. Have you been in a war movie?
Red Tails, but I was Red Tails counts.
But
Red Tails.
you weren't like one of the leads in Red Tails, right? Were you?
No, not at the end of the movie. No,
Okay.
no.
So cop,
Soldier.
maybe some. When's the last
Lawyer.
time there's been like a really good buddy cop movie?
I mean, Bad Boys is the last time they really did it.
I love Bad Boys.
Bad Boys
Bad Boys was
the perfect
so good.
tone. It was a perfect tone.
I have another suggestion for you. Yeah, well, you know why Bad Boys work? Miami. You put anything in Miami, it's like
and just
Ballers
goes.
is in Miami. Like doesn't even matter what the plot is. They just
Like,
walk
palm
around Miami.
trees, like,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, water, boats,
Women,
models. So you got that. You got that thing.
got
too.
that. See what
Yeah.
else?
I think you need to. I would study the Hanks IMDb.
Hanks,
Yeah.
Cruise.
Hanks had one like Hanks had Cruise. I wouldn't do Cruise. I would study Hanks because
What about
Hanks
Le-
had
What about Leo?
Leo's good. I feel like Leo got a little too weird.
Too much?
Yeah, I think he tilted too far toward the. I'm an actor. I'm gonna only work with directors I respect. And it's like, you know what? Just make a rom-com every once in a while, Leo.
Yeah,
He
just-
one out of every 9.
That's
Just
one of every 9.
Just be somebody's boss, and she fell in love with you, and she shouldn't have, and you might not end up together, and then in the end you're running toward her in slow motion.
That works too.
Yeah, just do it like every 9.
I'm gonna do a hybrid. I'm gonna do my own version. I'm gonna do the Michael B version of Michael B Jordan version of all that.
Do 7 for you and 1 for them,
That works.
because usually it's 1 for one. Soldier,
you.
I like the soldier idea.
So I mean, it's gotta be just whatever it is. It has to have heart to it, and just or a villain. I haven't played a villain.
Yeah, I haven't played a villain. Be careful with that though.
Why?
Has Leo ever played like a real villain? Blood Diamond was like as close as he came. Will Smith's never played a villain.
Denzel, Training Day.
Yeah, that worked for him, but he did that later in his career.
Yeah, that was later.
That was like 15 years in. And by the way, I know he was supposed to be a villain in that movie.
But you still kind of rooted
I
for him.
rooted
a
for him the
little
whole
bit.
time.
Yeah, you rooted for him. Yeah, you did. You did. That man, that's just Denzel. Denzel's awesome, and like Fuqua is like such an amazing.
That's another one for you. You got to do one with Denzel.
Yeah, man, that'd be.
Because how many more does he have left?
Oh, I mean, look at Morgan Freeman. He's going strong.
Yeah, but then he moves into a different phase of his career.
Yeah. Oh, so as far as Denzel being like,
Yeah, like him
gun in
having
hand,
the bandwidth to just be like the lead.
man, I don't think he's going. He's not going anywhere, man. Denzel's here to stay.
He's the best.
He is.
That's my choice for getting Jack's Lakers seat.
Is
If
that
Jack
Denzel?
goes. Yeah, because that's going to be an important thing, I think.
Okay.
You know, it's got to be somebody with real impact in that seat.
But like, how would you go about getting those seats?
Well, you have a vote. That's why I'm going to become the sports czar.
Okay,
That's one
got
of the
it.
things we're going to vote on.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to have America vote on who should get that seat. It's a very important seat.
It is a very crucial seat.
It's the number 1 celebrity capital, and you have to have somebody in that specific spot next to the visitor's bench who's
So,
recognizable.
how
Leo's in play too for it.
So how would I go about like
Getting the
getting
seat.
rid of Spike's
Spike's Knicks thing.
Knicks thing? How do I go about that?
Spike might do that himself.
How do I go about that?
Spike
the guard.
never scaled it back.
No.
He was just always all in on this thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize you were a Knicks fan, but you're from Newark. Mm-hmm. So how'd that happen?
I mean, who else? I mean, what?
The Nets were just out.
No, I mean, okay. Put it like this. I'm a Giants fan. Giants and the Jets, they both play in Jersey.
True.
So, I mean, I'm a Giants fan. And then you got the Nets. Always been a Knicks Mets, old school Mets, not new bandwagon Mets, old school Mets, and then Knicks fan.
What's going on with women?
I'm single. I'm enjoying my time right now.
Is this like I'm Creed single right now? Like my movie's
Creed-
gonna be
this-
big?
This is I'm Creed single, but just life, man. Life is happening so fast. Like it's such a transition as far as your privacy, your personal life, just handling people knowing your name, walking up to you, talking to you like they know you, just the social network aspect of it all, the going out, being caught at a restaurant with a friend that is legitimately a friend, but just because you're out, then all
Who's
of a sudden
that?
it's something.
That
just
sounds like that's
anybody.
something that happened.
No. I mean, I try to avoid those situations
Yeah.
as much as possible, but it just changed the way you think, the way you navigate life on a day to day. And it's a transition for me. And it's like, so I'd rather not bring anybody else into that crazy transition. If I'm having a hard enough time trying to wrap my brain around it and figure it out, how am I going to bring another woman into a situation and then try to make that work, which is hard enough as it is. So in the future, I'm not saying no to it or running away from it, but right now I'm just, enjoying
You know what Magic Johnson's rule was on this whole thing?
What was Magic?
Same rule as Jalen Rose's rule.
What's
I spent a lot of time in a small room with those guys watching 10 TVs at once. Don't date a celebrity. Two celebrities can't make it together.
Can't make it together? No?
Yeah. Because celebrity, naturally, they're in the middle of the tornado. The world revolves around them.
It's crazy.
You put a second tornado in there, and now you have a double tornado. And you have somebody who's like, well, the world revolves around me. It's like, no, the world. That's why whenever actors date, once one of them starts doing better than the other, it's over.
That's funny.
Can't handle it.
That's funny.
Like, let's say you're dating. I don't know. Let's pick who's a successful, awesome actress. Right? Let's say you're dating Jennifer Lawrence right now. You and Jennifer Lawrence. Your movie comes out. It's huge.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh yeah, the career-wise, yeah, they're cool.
Makes sense.
He's rooting for her.
Yeah.
And then she has 3 movies in a row that bomb. And meanwhile, you do the rom-com. You get shot in a war movie. You're a lawyer. You get nominated for the lawyer movie. And she's all of a sudden down here like getting offers to do TV shows. She's just mad at you all the time. Once that seesaw shifts, it's over. So stay away from celebrities.
But I'm the type of guy that would be like, all right, you know what?
We're going to make this work?
Nah, I'm gonna go write a movie for you. Let's go get somebody. Let's go figure it out.
Giving boyfriend.
I mean, let's go figure it out. Let's go get you that. What do you need next? Okay, let's figure out what's her next move is going to be. I mean, that's the kind of guy I am.
My 2 pieces of advice here: no Kardashian family. Just no.
Got it.
Just stay out.
Check.
You look at what's happening to the Rockets right now. That's one.
James.
No Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Because once it goes bad, you're in like 5 of her songs. And you know that's going to happen. She's a track record with it.
Well,
she's a track record with like 10 guys.
I'll be immortalized in, in the song.
You don't want to be that guy.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
The song will just be called MBJ, but she won't ever say your name.
Okay, but it'll be MBJ.
And she'll just be annihilating you in this song. People will be like, I think this is about Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, so stay away from that. Just be careful. Make your choices wisely. This is going to be a big movie.
Yes, sir.
All right. Michael B. Jordan.
Man.
This is good. This is almost as good as being on Ellen.
Almost. But I'm gonna go tell her that I had a great time here. So she has to top this one.
People think that we look alike, me and Ellen, and we actually do. We both have like crazy weird blue eyes and like big bug eyes and short hair. We actually do kind of look alike.
You guys could be a doppelganger.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be my rom-com, me and Ellen. All right, good luck with Creed. Creed comes out on November 25th? Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, November 25th.
It's out in theaters.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys know how much I love the Rocky series. I condone Creed.
Oh,
it has my stamp of approval.
You heard it. It's
nice work.
Bill Simmons approved.
All right, take care.
My man.
Thanks to Personal Capital, a great way to track your money with the best financial tools imaginable. Monitor all your accounts in one place, manage finances, track investments, plan your retirement, and grow your net worth in real time. Just go to personalcapital.com/BS. To link your accounts, you'll also get free months of free advisory services if you enroll right now. That's personalcapital.com/BS. Thanks to SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor that just launched a new platform called SeatGeek Marketplace that allows you to buy and sell event tickets. Learn more at SeatGeek.com/BS. And thanks to HBO for giving my own television show that launches next spring. Play us out, Tupac.
We about this bitch. Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.